What if I told you that most designers are still using Figma at only 30% of its real power? They know frames, they know components, they know basic layouts. But real product designers in 2026, they design with systems, structure, with AI tools, with scalability in mind. And that's exactly what this Figma Advanced Masterclass is all about. This tutorial is for everyone, even if you're a beginner or intermediate designers who already understand Figma basics and now want to design like professionals. So in this video, we are going beyond just making screens look good. You will be learning how to organize files for real teams, build scalable design system, master auto layout, create advanced interactive prototype, collaborate properly with developers, and use the latest AI and productivity tools that are shaping product design. And by the end, you won't just learn theory. You will build a complete professional SaaS dashboard interface with reusable components, responsive layouts, state-based interactions, everything updated, everything practical, everything real-world ready. So if you're serious about mastering Figma, you are at the right place. So in this video, first, we will start by exploring essential Figma tools like frames, shapes, layers, color style, and typography. I'll show you how to create components and variants so your design becomes reusable and scalable. Then, we will dive into auto layout and learn how to design responsive layouts using fill and nesting property. After that, we will build a complete food delivery app UI from scratch, applying everything step by step. We'll also design professional SaaS dashboard interface using a system-first approach, just like real product teams do. We'll also make your design interactive with advanced prototyping, smart animations, and transitions, and I'll show you how to handle collaboration and deliver handoffs smoothly. After that, we will explore mockups and portfolio-ready presentation techniques. And to wrap things up, I'll also share some pro tips, shortcuts, top Figma plugins, and a bonus AI tool that can save your hours of design time. And by the end, you will think and design like a real product designer. Just a quick heads up, guys, if you're looking to level up your design skills, check out this advanced certification in UI UX design with generative AI from IIIT Bangalore. Now, this course is perfect for anyone looking to break into the industry or advance their career in design. In this AI-powered UI UX design course, you will gain hands-on experience with 25 plus design tools, including Figma, AR, VR prototype, and generative AI tools. Plus, you will get 6 months of free Figma Premium access to help you dive straight into your projects. What's even better, you will be working on 15 plus portfolio-ready projects that include AR, VR, XR prototype, making you job ready in no time. And with live interactive sessions and mentor-led support, you will get all the guidance you need to know to succeed. And by the end of this course, you will have a certificate from IIIT Bangalore and an impressive portfolio to show off. So what are you waiting for? Hurry up and enroll now. You can find the course link below. Now, before we get started, here's a quick quiz question for you. What is Figma mainly used for? Video editing, UI and app design, coding backend servers, or photo printing? Drop your answers in the comment section below. So guys, without any further ado, let's get started. So let's get started with our demo part. First thing is just head over to Figma. You can search it in your Google or you can get this installed in your desktop as well. So just click on the first link from here and then you can just remove this. Click on get started. You can click on continue with Google from here. Then just select your account. So now that I have logged in from my account, you could also download this in your desktop as well. So when you just click on the profile icon from here, you can just click on get desktop app, or also you can use it in your browser as well. So right now I'm using it in my browser, but if you want, you can also get this on your desktop app. Next, you can also change the theme of your, the settings of your interface, however you want it to be, light, dark, or whatever the system theme. So I just prefer the dark version. I'll click on dark theme from here. And yeah, this is a community. So from here, what you can do is you can search for any template if you want. Let's suppose you're creating any food delivery app. So you can just click on food delivery app from here. See, you will get the UI UX version of all the So here we have the food delivery app, UI kit, food app, design food, mobile delivery UI. So from here, you can just open this in Figma if you prefer to use this particular template, which has got 75 screens from here. And it has also the preview version. So from here, you can just click on the page cover and have a look at all the UI, UX, the design if you prefer to use this particular thing. You also have this plugins plus widgets where we will explore this later in this video. I'll tell you how to use this. So right now when we click on recents, you see here it says describe your idea and make it come to life. Now this is the AI version where you can just click on the Figma make design. You can just give the prompt like how you want your design to be and it will create such type of designs for you. We'll explore it later, but first let us see how you can manually use and create designs in Figma. Now from here, we'll just click on design. And then click on next. It says design faster with UI kits or start with a frame. So I'll explain you later what this frame actually means. Okay, now you can also add layers, text. These are the UI kits which are always here for you, it says. And if you would like to save time or feeling stuck, add pre-made UI whenever you like. So if you want to add this, you can, but let me show you how you can start from scratch. Okay, so just click on the file option from here. Now you get this pages, right? Just click on this button. Now, if you click on plus, you can add more pages if you want. So this is actually the canvas from here. You can add frames, right? You can also add pages, and this is the layers. Now, if you're used to using the Adobe and all, then you must know what layers actually mean. I'll show you in the later video how does this actually work. So the prototype feature I'll show you guys later in this video. So first we'll be designing our simple app. So let's get started. So here I have a reference template for me to create a food delivery app, which I'll be using this particular reference template and show you guys how you can create such engaging UI UX design for your app. Now, before we move on, let us first understand some of the complex terms. To understand the tutorial, you need to know these specific Figma definitions. First one is frame. So when you just click on this frame icon from here, so this is how you can actually create a frame. Now, when you just click on this, this is the frame right here. Now, in other tools, this might be known as artboard. Now, frame is a container for your design, like a screen for an iPhone 16. Unlike a simple rectangle, a frame can contain other elements and has special layout properties. So I'll show you how you can use this frame option from here. So we can just select anywhere in the frame from here. So this is my frame. And from here, when you just select on this, you get this option of phone, like how you want your frame size to be adjusted in which phone. Let's suppose I selected as iPhone 16 and this is the aspect ratio for it. So I want it for my iPhone 16 and this is the frame it has given for me. Yeah, you can also adjust it just by expanding this particular slide from here. Okay, so let's go back to our original frame. Yeah. So this is the frame we have selected. Next thing is the styles option from here. So when you just click on plus styles, you get this text, color, effect, and the layout guide. So a local style is a way to actually save a specific color or font setting so you can use it everywhere. Now if you change the local style, then every element using it updates automatically. I'll show you how it actually works later in this video. Next option, you've got this component option from here. So when you just right click, you get this option known as create component. So component is actually a reusable master element where you can turn a button into a component. You can also make 50 copies of it. Now if you change the color of the master component, then all the 50 copies changes instantly. Now when you just create component from here, it will have this particular icon from here, and that's very obvious that yeah, you've actually created a component. Now, when you create a component, you also get this option of instance. Now, instance is basically the copy of a component. You can change the text of an instance, but its structure is linked to the master component. You also have this option of add auto layout, where you can actually automatically adjust the container property. It automatically calculates the distance between the items. So let's suppose if I'm just creating, let's suppose I'm adding a text here and it says hello. I'm just showing you a demo, right? So I want to just make it add a layout option from here, add auto layout. So when I click on add auto layout, what it does, it will automatically adjust this particular font from here. So let's suppose I'm resizing this, it will automatically adjust this particular font from here itself. I would not need to do it manually, but it will be fitted as the aspect ratio of the size and the frame. Next, you have this prototype, which is like a playable version of your design. It allows you to click buttons and transitions between screens to simulate the real app. So I'll be showing all of this later. So now that you have known all the complex terms and what it actually is, let's move on creating our simple app design, which is a food delivery app. So I've already showed you the reference file. So I'll be using that for creating my design. So we have a frame selected here. What you can do is you can change and rename this and name it as splash screen. So this is the front screen which will be showing you guys. Now, if you want to change the color, we can also do that. Let's suppose I want to add a color here. So you can just click on fill from here and add a color. Let's suppose I want to make it in red, more like a Zomato kind of thing, but not exactly copying the Zomato UI UX design. First step is adding a logo from here. So we'll just go to this image option from here and we'll be adding this image. You can also drag and drop from here. Now just cancel this and we need to just adjust the radius and the size of our image. Now this is the size. Let's suppose you want this particular size. You can just select this and adjust it accordingly. So here you have this grid line you can see from here. You can adjust your logo according to this grid line. So let's suppose if I want to expand this more, you can also do that. We'll keep it here. So now that our logo is ready, next step would be adding some title tags or font design here. You can also adjust the settings just by clicking here. And if you want any fill for your image, you can also do that. You can also increase and decrease the opacity of your image from here, then the corner radius as well. You can also add few effects if you want to add it to your logo. So you have this drop shadow icon. So let's suppose you want to make it layer blur, background blur, noise. You can also do that. So let's suppose I want to add inner shadow or I want to make the background blur. I'll just do that. Okay, this looks good. Next thing is adding the text icon from here. So we'll just click on text from here, select anywhere in between. Now that I've showed you how you can add the local styles, right? So when you just click on the styles option from here, you have this typography. So you can just select any text. So let's suppose I add this particular font from here. And then you can just increase the size. I want it in like maybe 24 because this would be my tagline. So I'll just copy paste my tagline, which I've already created. And now I'm going to adjust this. So I'll just bring this particular text here. So with this cursor, you can actually move it. Okay, this is too big. If you feel it's quite big, then you can adjust it accordingly. Okay, now we'll just put this a bit down. Let's suppose this looks better to me. Burger buzz, savor the flavor, share the buzz. So I've selected this as white color because it looks better on this particular background and I keep it here. So now see, this is our tagline for my brand, which is Burger Buzz. And this is how it would look. Now for the styles part, when you just click on styles, let's suppose I want to add a local style from here. Now you just name the local style. Let's suppose it's the content. I name it because I'll be using this in my content. And then you can just describe what this style would be used for. So I'll be using this style for my entire descriptions for using in my creating the app in the homepage and everything. So I'll just click right here, creating homepage descriptions. And then you can add more properties here, which is the font. Let's suppose I want some other font, so I'll be selecting it from here. So I really like this particular font. I'll just select that and keep this as regular, medium, or bold. You can also keep it at medium. And then I'll be increasing the font size. So let us keep it as 20 from here. And then you can just create style. So in this way, our style has been created. Again, you could also create it for your color as well, which is adding the color effect. Which then we also have this layout guide. You can add your own personalized layout guides for your creating your designs. So now that we have created our styles from here, let us now add a button from here. So again, we'll just go to the shapes option, click on rectangle, click the plus icon from here, and you can just adjust the corner radius. Let's suppose I want to keep the corner radius as 30. So this is how it would look like. And you can just adjust the opacity as well. And let me just change the color, and I'm going to keep it as yellow. So the yellow one looks a bit interactive on this color thing. So let me just select yellow from here. Now, this is our button ready. And guess what we'll be using in this button? Obviously, sign up. So again, we'll just click on text from here, plus, and it says sign up. Okay. Now this is the new thing added here, the new font size I can see. So let me just keep it in this way. And it's 32 size. I'm going to reduce the size to, let's suppose, 24. Again, I'll just adjust this icon. You can move it. So I'll just keep it in between. You can see the guides. So it's in center line. So I'll just keep it here, sign up. Now this is how it would look like, the first splash screen. Now, if you want to add, if you want to just add more corner radius, let's suppose I want to keep it 100. You can also do that. So this is how it would look like then. And you have this layout option from here where you can just adjust the flow. Let's suppose I want to keep it at down, or if you want to keep it towards the right, it would look like this. It's not even visible. And this is the layout. It will give you the guides how it is adjusted, right? So I'll just go with the normal one, which we were using before. And then you can just add the dimensions from here, the hug content, adding the mean width, add max width, the width you want. You can also apply variables from here. Want more gaps between your content, you can adjust it accordingly. And here is the opacity. Opacity actually means like fading a bit of your colors and designs. And positions is like keeping it right, left. You can also pad your content from here, like adjusting the spacing and everything. You can add strokes from here. You can add it as green, orange, yellow, however you want it to be. Then you have this layout guide. So let me show you how this layout guide actually works. So let's suppose I want to keep this as 50. And you can see the grid lines, right? So the grid lines would be more in yellow color because it's visible. And this is the option which you can select it. It's applicable on this particular page, so you can just adjust it accordingly. So this grid lines will help you to actually adjust your icons and everything. It's really useful when you're creating your icons and adjusting according to the spacing and all. Then you have this columns. You can adjust it in this way using the column. You also have this rows which would be in the row wise. So you can just see the spacing, right? And if you feel that this needs to move a bit upward, then you can adjust this. So let's suppose I want to move this a bit upwards, right? It looks a bit downwards and it's not being adjusted according to the guide. So I'm going to keep it here. And the burger buzz a bit more up. So now that our layout has been done, we can just remove this layout because now it looks irritating to me. So let me just remove this. You have this I button from here. So when you just off it, you see the layouts won't be visible, right? Now let me show you how you can actually view it in your screen. So you have this play button from here where you can actually preview it in your system. So just click on preview. So when you click on preview, it says the prototype needs to have at least one more frame. So let me add one more frame from here. So that time we were using this icon, right? So we're just going to remove this and we will be using this particular frame from here. And let's suppose I want to keep it as 100. And you can just adjust this accordingly. So I'm just removing it. And again, I'll be changing the color of this frame. So click on this fill again from here. And just select the yellow one. And keep it towards up, maybe like this. Yeah. So this is done now. Let me now preview it again. So we'll just be previewing our file from here. So this is how it would look like in my iPhone 16. Okay, so this is a preview of the interface, the splash screen on my iPhone 16, and this is how it would look like. Now, it looks pretty cool to me. Now, this is the feature from here. You can just actually click on the sign up. We cannot do that. But if you want to just adjust it, you can do it accordingly. Now, you can also view it in other mode if you want. If you have any other phone, you can just view it from there. Now, this is the actually preview version. So we'll be creating more frames and more screens, pages for our app design. So let us go back. Okay, so now that a splash screen is ready, so we'll just duplicate this particular screen frame from here. This was a frame 1, right? So I don't know why is it frame 1. Again, I'm going to put it as splash screen. Okay, and then I just click on this frame, and then you can actually click on copy, and then you can control V from here. So we have one more frame ready. Now, let us start designing this one frame as well. So I'm going to remove this burger and everything from here. Before removing this, I wanted to show you guys one more important thing, which is the auto layout one. So when I just click on this, and from here, I can just click on add auto layout, which is Shift plus A. So the auto layout has been added. Now when I just adjust this accordingly, you see how it works. So let's suppose I want to make it, okay, this is the frame, right? So let's suppose I want to make it like this. Now this will be automatically adjusted, right? The sign up, which is not in the frame yet. So I'm going to put the sign up in the frame again. Now you see when I'm moving it, it is actually moving again from here. The sign up is still there. So let's suppose I want to keep it maybe in this format. And this I'm going to keep it here. So I cannot actually select this right now because it is in my auto layout thing right now. So from here, you can actually change the position and the layout features from here. If you want your flow to be in this order, just select the frame from here and then adjust it accordingly. So it's actually frozen right now. We cannot move the alignment because obviously it's an auto layout thing. But you see the difference, right? When we are using this frame and we are just adjusting it. Now you see this when we are adjusting this particular frame from here, and I want to maybe minimize it a bit. So it will not be adjusted. It will be somewhat like this. But if I want to adjust this particular frame, which is an auto layout, and I want to keep it maybe like this, it will be automatically adjusted, right? Even if I'm increasing and decreasing the size, it will automatically be adjusted, which is really cool. And this is where the responsive design and the auto layout thing actually works. So this is how you can start creating using this auto layout feature if you want it to be in this manner. So we'll just remove this thing from here, this as well. So it has already adjusted the spacing also. So when I just click on this, you get this select layer from here, and the group selection, we can actually select all the frames which you have created here, the plugins. I'll be showing you how to use plugins later. And then it says go to the main component. So right now I told you guys how you can create components for your thing. Now this is not the main one, but when you just click on the main component, now this is the main the master frame which we had created before, and with this we had created the second one, right? So this is the main component from here. So when you make any changes here, the instances, the second one which we had created will also have the changes, because if you create any edits in the master frame, the second one, the instance, would also have the same effect. Now next we'll be just moving on with our sign-in features from here. So we'll just remove the auto layout as well. So we just detach the instance from here and just click on remove layout, and we'll be just removing this thing. Now this I'm creating for my sign up features. I'm going to keep it maybe white because the white would look more better. This is my frame here, and let's suppose I want to add effect from here. So I'm going to keep it maybe white because I think the white would look more better. Okay, so now again we have the second version of this, the frame which we have created. So we'll just go to the text option from here. Just click on the plus. Okay, it says it can't add new layers because the template creator has set edit restrictions. We're going to remove that again, and we'll add one more new frame from here. Click on plus, and this is a new frame which we have created. Okay, and now again from text we'll be adding new text which says sign up. And this text, we will move it upwards. So we're going to move it here. And I think this one is more in capital letters. So I'm going to keep it in small. All right. Now I'll add one more text from here which says login via your email. Login via your email. You can also change the font, but it's better if you use the same consistent font in all your app while creating the content in your app, the app design specifically. So you can use the same font, it would be more readable. Now I'm just going to put it as a secondary text from here. So I'll just go and I'll just click on opacity. I'm going to make it, let's suppose 60%. Now this looks better. And I'll just adjust it here, login via your email. And now we're going to add some emails, the buttons and all, especially the logos when you're just entering in your, signing up your account. So we're going to select a frame from here, click on plus frame, make it like this. And here again, click on the text. We can maybe add it here. So we can't add it here specifically. Now let's suppose I want to add a text again here. We'll just add a text. And it says, enter your email. Okay. And since the text is a bit long, so I'm going to reduce the size of my font from here. Make it, let's suppose, 20. And again, I'm going to add it as my secondary text from here. So the opacity, I'm going to make it as 60%. Enter your email. Okay, I'm going to add it again. Just went off. So just adjust it accordingly. Put it here. You can just add colors here. So in the fill section, we'll go to this and add a more grayish color from here. Okay, so this could be done reducing the opacity as well. Or also, you can do it from this. So now that this thing has been added, which says enter your email from here, and I'm gonna adjust the sides. So I'll just click on corner radius, and I'm gonna make it maybe 40. So it's adding a bit of radius from here. Now, if you want to add icons, what we'll use is we'll use plugins here. Now in Figma, plugin is actually a third-party extension or mini app that you can install to add features that don't exist in the core software. You can think of them like apps for your smartphone or extensions for your web browser that will help you perform repetitive tasks faster or connect Figma to the other tools as well. So plugins are basically designed to automate your workflow. So some of the common plugins we'll be using here is, I'm going to show you. So we'll just go to this actions button from here. Just go to plugins and widgets. Now for adding the icon, we just use remixer. So just search for remixer from here. Just click on this remix icon from here and click on run. So from here, you can just select the mail option from here, and then you'll be getting this particular icon. Add it here. You can adjust it accordingly. Again, I'm going to reduce the opacity of this. So I'll make it 60%. And maybe put it right here. You can also zoom in to check how you can adjust it accordingly. So let's suppose I'm going to make it here. And this looks better. You could also do it manually by using this text thing from here. But then it takes a lot of time. You can add shapes from here. Like let's suppose you add this rectangle option. And then you've got the triangle one. So you can just invert it. Put it like this. Okay. And you can just adjust the appearance of this, maybe make it more white or black, and in this way you could have created this, but then it takes a lot of time. So it's better to use the plugins option from here. So I'm just gonna remove this thing from here, and then maybe this is not aligned, so you can just put it more in between, and this one you can just shift it here. Yeah, this is done. Now you can again create the duplicate for this. So just you can maybe drag and drop from here. So when you drag and drop, you could create a the duplicate version of the previous frame which you have created. And again, here I'll be adding login via your email. This is enter your email. And the next one would be your password, of course. So I'll just put it a bit at front since there is a lot of space available here. Yeah, I'm going to put it here and this one right here. This looks better. Now again, I'm going to add a text here. Now this one, it says enter your password. We'll go to the opacity one, make it at 60. Select this text from here, put it in between, and then you can again add a logo from here, go to actions. Now we already have this recent plugins which we have used before. Click on remix icon and search for maybe lock. And this one, you can use this thing. Again, this is a secondary text, so we're gonna reduce the opacity of this. We'll make it 60. Put it here. Okay. Yeah. Now this is done. It says sign up, login via email, enter your password. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to add more buttons from here. Okay. So I'll add one more option, the checkbox, which says remember me and forgot password as well. So let me add that. So again, I'll go to this plugins, click on remix icon, search for checkbox, and put it here. The opacity again to 60. No, let's suppose I want to keep it as the primary one itself. So I'm going to put it here and add a text. Remember me. Put it here. Next one would be, of course, forgot password. Forget password here. So now I'll add one more button here. It says sign up, or I could just drag and drop from here itself. Copy this and I'm going to paste it here. The text is not here because it was not grouped together. So again, I'm going to copy this text as well. Now, this one looks good. It says sign up, log in via email, enter your email, password, remember me, forgot password, and this sign up option is there. Now, the user could also log in via their Google, right? So let us add one more option here, which is log in via your Google account or maybe Facebook as well. But let me just add the Google thing here, right? So again, I'm going to add a text here and it says sign in via your Google. And then I could add again one more icon from here. So in this remix icon, I probably won't be getting the Google icon here. So we'll be using one more plugin here. So we have one more plugin known as Better Logos. Just click on plugins and widgets. Okay, so you can use logos from here. Click on run. And then just search for Google. So we'll be using this logo from here. Drag and drop it. It will be automatically done right here. Adjust it. Make it a bit small. I guess more small, right? So this one looks better. So it says sign in via your Google. And this is your Google icon. This is how your second frame would look like. Let me just rename this and add it as sign up option. So I've just grouped all the elements together. So let me just play this again. Now this is how my sign up option would look like. Log in via email. It says enter your email. This is my password. It says sign in via Google. I don't know where the Google icon just disappeared, but then I had added it before. So this is how the preview would look like. There might be some glitch in not showing the tick icon from here as well as the lock icon, or it might not be grouped. Let me just check it. Now this is the preview, how it looks like. And this is the first splash screen. Let me go back to my Figma page again. So I've grouped everything together now. Next, I'll be showing you one more important thing. Now, when you just click on this enter your ID and password, it will hover, right? You must have seen those animations coming. So how do you do that exactly? Now, let's suppose we are creating this button. So let me just drag and drop it, right? Click on copy and then I'm going to paste it here. Now, this is the actual button of this. So previously we had talked about the components thing. So let me show you again how it actually works. Now, when I just click on create component from here, which was already done in the previous frame as well. Let me show you how I can do that. Let's suppose I create a component of this. All right. And I make it as auto layout. So I'll just click on add auto layout from here. Yeah. So when I just click on this, it's already in auto layout. Yeah. Okay. Now we can just go back to the main component. So let me just create one more instance of this main component. Now when I click on this, Okay. So when I click on this, it says you can just go back to the main component. Now this is the main component. Now we can add variants in this feature. I told you before what are variants. So let me create more variants for this same button. Just click on add variants from here. Now we'll just adjust this opacity of this, make it 50, and I'll just change the color as well. Now, why am I changing this color? Because when the person clicks on sign up, it hovers and this color will come automatically. So you can do it by creating more variants of the same button in the same component. And again, I'm just going to copy paste this sign up from here. And then paste it here. So this is how it would look like when you just click on sign up. Okay. So this is how it would look like when you click on sign up, and this is how you can create more variants and components of the same feature. You can add it to the same group as well. You can see some layer has been added here in the box format, and this is how you can create more variants. Now when you create a variant, it will be shown in the rectangular format from here, and you can just click on that and adjust it accordingly. So now that I've showed you how variants and components actually work, let's move on and just continue with our design. So let's continue the design now. I'll be just adding my logo again from here. So I'll just go to this shapes option, click on image video. I'll add my logo here. Again, it's a big, we need to adjust this logo again. So just shorten this. Decrease the size a bit. I want to make it a more circular format, so we can do it in this way. And it's a bit tilted. So we'll place it here. Now this is a search bar where the user will come and they can search for the food items. So I'm going to keep it right here, the logo. And then I can add a text saying order your favorite food. So I'll just add a text from here. Select on any area in the frame. And say order your favorite burger. Okay, since this app is about burgers, I'm going to add burger, not food. And then maybe place it here, or you can also add it here, but I think this one looks better. And I want the user profile to be here. So once you just sign up in using your Google credentials, your profile will be shown right here. Now I'll just insert my image from here. So now this would be the user profile, which is shown right here. Now we'll be adding one more shape from here. It says search, where the user can come and search for their food items. So just go on shape tools from here, select rectangle, and let's suppose I want to put more corner radius, put it 30, and add a text here. Search search your food. Then I can just adjust it to bit down. So I'm going to place this text right here. Say search your food. And now I can add a logo as well. Again, we'll be using the same plugin, Remixer. So we have this remix icon. We can search for search. So we'll be using maybe this one. So we can place it right here. Yeah, search your food. Yeah. So now this option is there to search your food as well. Now you can add the pictures of your food images. So now what I've done is I've added different images of my burger here, and I've mentioned that cheeseburger, hamburger, and I've also mentioned this star rating as well. You can just use the plugins to insert such icons from here. And for this shadow effects, again, we have got again the plugins to put this effects option from here. Just create on shape tools, add a shape or create a new frame, add the same image from here, write this text, add this icons using the plugins from there, and you're just good to go. So let me just adjust this image, right? Now this is how it would look like. And we can just add so at the bottom it looks quite empty, so we're going to add some text box here or maybe some shape to make it look more better. So I'm going to add a rectangle, and then just you can change the color of this. Maybe click on the fill option from here and just select on this red color from here. Now it's good to go. So this is how it would look like. Now something which is empty right here is adding the logos. Now since this is the home button, right? This is the home page of my account. So I'm going to add the home button here, the home logo. So again, for this, I'm going to use the plugin. Just click on remix icon again, search for this home, and I'm going to use this thing, add it here. Okay, it's already here, right? So I'm going to add it right here. Now this is the home option. In this way you can add more icons of your pages. Now this is how it would look like. So I hope you guys now have a clear understanding of how this Figma works, how you can use the plugins and everything. Now let's move on, and I want to show you how you can use the prototype feature in Figma. So just click on prototype from here, and then you can just click on try Figma make. So basically prototyping is using for your automation purpose, where you can just connect and create a wireframe of the screens, the frames and the pages which you have created. Okay. So here it says what do you want to make. Now you can just describe your idea and you can select it from here. Okay, so you've got multiple examples here, like a minimalist sidebar component, filter products based on brand. So let me just search for food delivery app, specifically burger. And let me just click on this. So now the AI is actually thinking and creating the food delivery app design for me. It's building on the idea now. You can see it says I'll create a modern burger delivery app with a menu cart functionality and an appetizing design. Let me build this for you. So let us wait for a few minutes. You can also check the code from here. This is the code option and this is the preview which we are just clicked now. And also if you want to add any changes, you can just click on add changes from here. You can just type whatever changes you want to add by giving a prompt and your changes will be done. Okay, it says point and edit. All right, we'll just close this from here. And now you can just see that it has created an app for me. It says deliver to home, 25 to 35 minutes. And it has also added multiple burger option. And I really like the image quality and the design features it has added. Okay, it says, how does this look? You can actually give a feedback from here. And you can also preview it. You can copy this design And let me just open on the full screen. So this is the preview option of our app which it has created. And this is the final output. Looks good to me, but it could have added more features and animations. Now, let's just go back. You can also share it with your friends from here. Just click on the share option and you can invite people to edit, move this draft, and you can also give access to more people from here. You can also publish this to community as well. Or the simplest way is to just copy the link and share it with your audiences or the people whom you want to share with. So let's go back. All right. So now that we have seen how the design make works in Figma, where you can actually create your designs, you can create an app. Let's just check out this prototype settings here. So you've got this iPhone 16 and the color is white. This is the preview where you can actually create select a frame or an object in a frame, and then you can use a circular node to drag a connection to another frame. You can also add interactions from here, as in if you're connecting this app to the second one page, you can just add more interaction. Just click on this plus from here and it says trigger on tap, on drag. And then you can add an action from here, navigate to, let's suppose I want to add this, destination. So let's suppose I want to add from this frame to this frame. So I'm selecting iPhone 16 and in this way you can actually click this options, and it also says the curve animation. You can also animate this. Now this would be very easy for the other people, for the team, where you'll be explaining the automation connecting to this lines and you'll be showing the features. Suppose this is the first screen, the second screen, and also you can add more triggers and options from here. So you can just drag and drop it like this. And this is maybe the second one it's showing. So you can just put it like this. Now it says interaction on tab, action, navigate to, state. You can also add some state option from here. So let's close this for now. So when you just select this frame from here, so you can just click on this plus from here. And again, you can just connect it with maybe this one. So this is how you can create flow charts, the flow automations for showing and navigating to your screens. Basically, this is how the prototype feature works in Figma. Now, the final thing would be sharing it to other people. You can also view this prototype view from here. And finally, you can just share it with other people. You can save and export the screens and the designs which you have created. You can copy the developer mode link. You can copy the prototype link as well. Publish it to the community. I've already shown you how the community things work, where people publish their designs and you can also view it and you can use it as templates. And you can give access to other people. You can also move the file, add comma separated emails to invite from here, and you can also get the embed code. So this is how the whole Figma things work. I've showed you everything. Now let's talk about some advanced Figma prototyping. So let's begin with one of the most powerful combinations in Figma, which is auto layout and interactive components. Now, individually, they are strong, but then together, they will allow dynamic resizing, animated state changes, and even simulated deletion effects. So let me show it down to you step by step. So I have already showed you guys before how to create variants. Remember the buttons one. So now let me show you how you can add interactions in these. So let's suppose we create a frame here. So just select on the frame, and this is a new frame for iPhone 11. As you can see, you can just click here and select any of the frame, whatever you want. So again, we'll just select iPhone 16. Okay. Now let me create few components here. So for that, we'll be just clicking on the shape tools option from here, and let me just select the rectangle one. And now this is the first shape which we have created. Now what I want to do is I actually want to create a variant of this particular shape here. So what I'll do, I'll just create the interaction associated with this frame. So let's suppose if I'm just hovering around or if I'm just selecting on any of the button, it will actually enlarge in size. You have seen, right? Now, whenever you just enter your email address, or whenever you're just scrolling through any of the applications in your phone, whenever you select any option from there, you'll see it will get enlarged in size. And that happens because of adding such interactions here in Figma. So we'll be using smart animations here, and let me show you how to do that. This is the first variant here. We'll just select this, click on create component, and again we'll just copy this, paste it over here, and now we'll just increase the size of this component, right? So let's suppose I've added the second variant from here. This is the second variant, and while I select this, it will be enlarged in this way. So how to do that? So first we will create it using the different sizes and adding the different height from here. After that, maybe I'll just make it a different color so it's more intuitive to look. So let me just add color from here, selection colors. And let's suppose we click on yellow. I think yellow looks good here. And this one, I'm going to make it in light yellow. Yeah, this one. All right. So you can also rename the frame whatever you're creating here. So just click on that, and let's suppose this is smart animations, right? So that it looks more readable to you guys. Now, after that, what we're going to do is we have added two variants. We'll be adding interactions here. So when you just click on prototype, you see this one, right? And whenever you just hover it around, you'll be seeing this plus button. And I've already showed you before how you can create flow starting points, how you can add interaction. Let me show you again. So from here, we'll just click on this plus button, and we will be connecting it with the second one. And we can add this auto layout button from here. So we'll be just connecting it with this, or maybe the different order one. Now, whenever you just select from here plus, or else you can also start from here, you can also name the flow one, let it be the flow one named here. And this is the interaction which we are adding, right? So I'll just zoom in a bit to show you guys. Now, this is a trigger which you want on tap, or whether you want it when you drag it, or when you want it while hovering. Let's suppose I click on tap. Next, we'll be adding this action button from here. Action button will be navigate to, scroll, open link. You can also add like open overlay, conditional, set variables. And I've already showed you guys how you can create variables. Next, you can add destination from here. So the destination is already selected as rectangle 7. You can also rename it from here. And you have to click on smart animate. And let me just click on ease in out. So you will be seeing whenever you just click on this, it will be animated to like this, right? You can see this effect right from here. And the duration, we're going to set it maybe as 700. And this is a state option where you can actually reset the scroll position from here. Okay, so now that we have added, you can actually view it from here. Now, let me just show you the the prototype, how it would look. So it would come somewhat like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this to this frame. So we will just copy this particular smart animation text which we have created, the component, and which we have already added the interaction to the second one. So we just need the first frame, right? Because this would be the actual design which will be shown in your phone or in your application. And we're going to copy paste it here. So when you copy paste it, you see this, it is automatically connected with the second one, right? So this is all happening because of the smart AI features in Figma. We're going to add more. So this is the second one. And add third. So this is how our frame would look like. And what we're going to do is we're going to add an auto layout feature from here. So let's suppose when I'm just dragging and dropping from here, it would be automatically adjusted in my frame. So the shortcut would be Shift S, or you can just click on this frame and then just click on right click. And from here, you can select this option, which is add auto layout. Now, this is done. So we can just view it from here, or you can just play this button. So whenever, let me just show you this thing. So this is on my iPhone 16. So when I just click on this, it would automatically come to this button. Or the second one, when I click, it would come to maybe like this. You can also adjust it according to your settings. All right. So to view it here, we can also click on the play video button, and in this way, it will be shown all the text boxes, right? So this is how you can add animation, and you can actually connect it and add interactions using the prototyping feature in Figma. Now, one more thing, when you guys are using the pro version of Figma, you get this option of variables, right? So when you just click on variables, you can actually create a set of the whatever variables you want to. Let's suppose you click on this plus. So you see here, it says starter, which is the current plan. So we have limited features here, but if you're using the professional plans, you will be getting more features to add the variables in your system. So the first variable type which you would get is the string one. So when I just click on this, you get this option, right? String, you can add the description of how you can use the variable. Let's suppose if I'm creating an e-commerce website and I'm adding a cart button there. So to show it to my users, the design, when I'm just clicking on +1, adding the items in my cart, so what I can use is I can use the number variable here. So when I use the number variable, I can add description. Now, you can just add formulas here, like whenever the user would be clicking on that particular button. So you can just mention the name of the frame wherever you are adding that. And then you can just add a formula, maybe +1. And then this is a mode option from here where you can just select and create it in this file and whatever mode you want. And you can add syntax from here, and in this way you can actually add more variables. You can create a collection of multiple variables also, and you can make your design look more better and more advanced using all of these features. You also have this option of color, you have this option of string, you also have boolean, true and false. So there are multiple options which you're going to get in creating this variable option from here, and this is really cool if you want to create more sophisticated look of your design. So guys, now that we have seen how layout, intelligence and animation work together, let's move into something equally powerful, which is stateful navigation using sections. So let me just show you through an example here. So let's again create a frame. So let's suppose I've created a frame here, and let me just add some F or color here. Okay, so let's suppose we have created a frame known as A, and then we'll be creating a duplicate for this, and as B. Maybe change the color from here. We'll create one more and we're going to name it as C from here. So you can imagine this like an checkout flow, which is A to B and B to C. So where you will just enter through A and then you'll be exiting at C. Later you will re-enter. Now instead of just returning to C, Figma restarts at A. Now that's frustrating, especially in the complex flows. So let me show you how you can use this section mode in Figma to avoid this kind of frustration happening. So what we're going to do is, let's suppose we're entering from this particular frame. Okay, this is the first one. Let me just keep it here. And we will be exiting both. Let's suppose we'll be exiting at C, right? So let's suppose I want to add an interaction starting from this particular frame. So click on prototype. Just click on this plus icon. And let's suppose you want to exit at C. Okay. And then you can just click on trigger on tap, iPhone 11 smart animate, or maybe you can just select instant or dissolve also. And the curve you can just maybe select on ease in, or you could select on linear. So it would somewhat look like this, right? And then click on enter. So what's going to happen is, I'm going to show you. When you click on this, it will be coming back to the C1, right? What if you want to come back from C to A? Let me show you how to do that as well. So let's suppose I want to come, when you click on C, it will be automatically starting at maybe B, right? So we'll be connecting one more frame from C to maybe B. Yeah. So navigate to, and then we can add one more animation. Maybe the smart animate looks more better here. And we can select quick, bouncy, or maybe bouncy one looks better. All right. And just select enter. So now let me just play this and show it to you guys. So, okay. Now you see, right? When I just click on this play option and I click on A, it will be automatically redirected to C. And when I click on Z, it will be coming back to A. So in this manner, you can actually add sections and you can just add this animations using the interaction option from here. You have many features. You can add whatever transition you want to add it here, and in this will be creating, right? So let's suppose I should come back to A. So what if I add one more interaction starting from B and coming back to A? And this would be maybe let me show you one more thing. This is on hovering, while hovering. And so while you hover it, it will come back to A. So I'm just showing you examples how you can use it in your design. So this would be maybe back, all right? And no, not back, navigate to this particular animation, push. You can also add this option, maybe this one, it will come like this. And if you want to make it coming lower down, it would also come like this. So I think because we'll just push it from B to A, so this arrow button looks better, the left one. And let's suppose I want to keep it ease out, and that's it. So let me just select it again. So when I just click on A, it will come back to C. When I click on C, it comes back to B. And when I just hover on it, it will come back to A. Then this is how it would look like, right? So you see how interactive these designs are using all of these features in Figma. Now let me show you one more thing, how you can add all of these option interactions in your presentation, right? Now when you're creating slides or deck in your Figma, how you could use that, let me show it to you. So as you can see the dashboard of Figma right from here, and these are the recently created designs which we have created. So let me just click on slides from here. So let me just select any particular basic templates from here, the vibes one. So let's suppose I want it for my brand and marketing purpose. So I'm going to use this particular template. Now you can just click on add all slides from here. All right. So when you're creating slides, right? So let's suppose this is the first slide, second, third, fourth. So maybe this one. So you see this, how you can change the shape and size of all of these added images, right? So let's suppose I've increased and decreased the size for this. And when I click on animate from here, let's suppose I want to add transition, okay? So when I'm just clicking on this, I can add a style, maybe push, and now you have this direction, maybe right side, and the curve, the animated animation would be maybe ease out. Duration, I want it for 900 ms, and it would be on click, of course. So what it will do, it will push back to my next slide. So let me just play this and show it to you. So when I'm presenting this particular slides in front of my audiences, so when I'm clicking on this particular thing, you see it will come back. It will come to my next slide, right? Then this is how you can add interactions in your slide option in Figma. And this is really cool. You have got two options from here. First is presentation, which you also have a shortcut key for this, Control Alt and this arrow button. You also have with notes, where you'll have to click on shortcut button, Control Alt Shift and this arrow button from here. So this is how you can add transitions, you can add more animations in your objects while creating slides and presentation in Figma. You also have this option of object animation. You can just click on plus from here. Okay. So when you click on this, you get this object animation, right? You can just add a different image, or if you want to just remove this animation, you can also click on remove animation. You've got this style, duration, timing, animate in and out. So this is how you can make your designs more better in Figma. And this is how I showed you how you can add smart interactions in your slides as well as in your website landing pages. So I've showed you how you can use this for your design purpose, for your website. Now you can also use this for your landing pages, or when you're creating websites in your Figma, you can also use that. So guys, this is how you can use the smart animations, the push in and out. You can add triggers, animated in all of your design elements which you're creating in Figma. Now let's talk about the responsive design in Figma. So now we are going to fix a non-responsive design in Figma, and we're going to make it work properly on desktop, tablet, and mobile screen. So let me just get started. So let's suppose I create a frame from here again. Click on frame, add this anywhere in your canvas. So now when we click on design, we're going to select the frame. And let's suppose this time I want it for my phone, right? And this time I want it for my iPhone 17. And we're going to add a design from here. So we'll just copy paste any design from the previous one which we had already created. Let's suppose this is the design from here. So let's suppose I've just copied this design from my previous page, from the previous application which we were creating, the food delivery one. And I've just added in my new frame from here. And I'm going to show you from scratch how a non-responsive design would look like before. All right, so let me just place this button in between so that it looks good. Yeah, this is in between. And maybe I could just enlarge this a bit to make it look more better. Yeah. So now as you can see, this is our design ready. And what if I just want to adjust the size of this particular frame? So I'm going to do it from here, right? Now you can see that our design here, it has already not in order, and we cannot even see the last design from here. And this is how a non-responsive design would look like. What if we add some layouts and we add the auto layout feature here, right? How are we going to do that? Let me show you. So when I just click on this particular design from here, you get this option of position alignment. So let's suppose I want to keep it middle aligned. If you want, you could also rotate this particular thing, but it's not needed now. You can add the dimensions, height from here. And when I just click on this, you can just select auto layout, or you have a shortcut key for control. Then we're going to add this for this one as well. We're going to keep it again, maybe the flow, we're going to keep it vertical or horizontal, or the clip content is not needed. So first one, we're going to keep it at center line, and then we're going to add auto layout, maybe increase it. Now you see, when I increase and decrease the size of this particular frame, it would come like this. It will be automatically adjusted, right? Now previously we couldn't do that, but now as you can see, we can automatically adjust, and the spacing, everything would be done like according to the text size. Now you can also add auto layout feature from here. This is the vertical one. This is the free form. You can add clip content, or maybe I want to keep it horizontal. All right. And now talking about these two, we're going to just select it and group them together. So just click on group selection, and then we're going to add an auto layout from here. Add auto layout. Yeah. But then this time we're going to keep it because there is a lot of spacing, right? So we just need to get rid of this particular frame or whatever text box is here. And then from here, we're going to keep it maybe in horizontal mode, or you also can keep it in the freeform format. So now we're just going to adjust it right from here. Now when I increase and decrease the size of this frame, let's suppose I want to expand this a bit. You see this one is coming automatically, right? But this one is not coming. So again, I think we just need to add auto layout again from here. And I think this one we missed it out. So we're just going to keep it in between. Now let me just add it again. So, okay. So now let's suppose if I want to make it in this format, automatically it will be adjusted. And this is how my design would look like. So you can see this auto layout, this makes your designing thing look more responsive while you're just creating more designs here. And whenever you're just creating any designs, make sure to add this auto layout feature because it's really helpful for you. And so this time I showed you how to do it using this iPhone 11 frame from here. Now, next, I'll also show you how you can create frames in your desktop and in your tablet as well. So again, we'll just click on this frame from here. And this time I want it for my tablet, right? So just click on tablet. Okay. And from here, you can just select any of your tablet, which is iPad Pro, Android, Surface, iPad Mini. So let's suppose I click on iPad Mini from here. Yeah. And we're going to keep it. So let's suppose again, I'm going to just copy paste this design from here. And now we're just going to remove the auto layout from here. So what we're going to do is we'll just click on remove auto layout. Now we can just select everything in one go and just click on Shift A, or you can just click from here. Now you can also align the position of this particular thing again as how we did in our this mobile version. Same goes with your desktop version as well. So while I'm going to keep it maybe this way, it's not getting adjusted, right? That's because we haven't added auto layout from here. So we just need to click on this, add auto layout, and this one we're going to keep it in between. Okay. So let's suppose I drag it and keep it in between, right? It's not coming. It's because we have added this particular alignment from here. All right. So let's keep it at the left side of this frame. So we have added again auto layout for this as well. You can also click on resize to fit from here to just adjust it accordingly. And let us just, and now we're just gonna click here. So now when it's just adjusting the size, as you can see, it automatically get adjusted according to the frame size. Now this is how your tablet version would look like if you're adding auto layout feature. Same goes as for your desktop as well. So again, just click on frame and you could just do it similar manner for your desktop as well. Select this button from desktop. Let's suppose I have MacBook Air. And then let's suppose we're just adding any buttons from here. And then let's suppose I give it a corner radius of 50, add a color from here. Now we can also add text right here inside the frame. Hello there, okay? And let me just increase the size of this text because it's not that visible now. So we're going to detach this first, increase the size. Let's suppose I make it 64. We're going to keep it in between and this here, all right? And now when I just select this particular frame, I mean the text which we have, and let me just keep it aligned right? And I'm just gonna click on add auto layout. And for this, I'm gonna click on, maybe I want to keep this as just right align, and same here, add auto layout. And when I just click on this frame, and let's suppose I want to adjust this, you see however I move this particular frame, the text and this thing would be right aligned. That's because we have added an auto layout feature and we have kept it right aligned. So however you want to adjust the frame size, it's going to stay there as it is, that is right aligned. Now this works really good when you're just working on anything and you want to get rid of the spacing and the positioning thing in your design. So this is how you would do it, by just adding this responsive designs, right align, left align, and then adding auto layout feature. I've already showed you guys before how to do it, but more in depth and detail, I have showed you how you can add it in your MacBook, I mean your desktop, then your tab, as well as in your iPhone or any of your mobile versions as well. So now I'm going to show you some of the mockup designs, how you can add it in your system. So for that, you can also add a plugin in your system automatically, or you can just go to Figma community, and from there you can just search for the mockups available, and that way you could just add any of your designs. So let's suppose in my system, I click on the action button from here. And let's suppose I already have installed this before, but if you have not installed this particular mockup in your system, just search for plugins from here. Just go to this plugins and widgets, and then just search for artboard mockups. You also have clay mockups 3D. So first, let me just show you for artboard mockups how you could do that. So just click on that. So right now, as you can see, it says to unlock all, and this is actually the paid one. So we're going to just use the free one, right? So just click on reload this, and let's suppose I want it for my phone. And I think this one is a free one available, and the rest one are all the paid one, as you can see. All right. Under views, you're going to just select all the views from here. So let's suppose I want this 16E mockup design. So I've selected this particular frame. All right, just now close this, and I think it's available right here. Okay, so this is the mockup design for my iPhone. You can also add effects using the plugins, but just let me show you a basic mockup design. So as you can see, it comes with a frame, right? So this is the frame, the iPhone 16e mockup design. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to add any design from here. Let's suppose we're going to add this particular design. Okay, so we will be just selecting this. Maybe just select all from here, Control C, and we're going to paste it here. Right here. So just click on paste here and just adjust the size because it was done according to that particular frame. And now we're going to add this get started, maybe keep it more in between. And this one, we're going to keep it here. And this looks fine to me. So let's suppose I have a design ready. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select on this design, this frame. And let me again go back to my plugins from here, click on Artboard Mockups, and then just select Render Selected Frame. So when I've rendered it, you see how my frame would come. And let me just adjust it to my mobile size. So we're just going to decrease the size of this frame now. Okay. And let me just zoom in a bit to make it more in detailed. All right. You can also adjust it, the radius of this particular frame right from here. So maybe we're just going to adjust it, maybe keep some more space from here. This one as well. And from the top right as well, I'm going to enlarge it a bit. So you can do this manually and also adjust the radius and size of your frame, which we have created. All right. So let me just increase a bit more. I think it's perfect now and it's almost ready. This is how your design would look like in your iPhone 16e frame. And this is the left version, as you can see. You can also create the right version of this mockups and frame. And this is how particularly it would look like. Now, just to make it a bit more shortened. Okay, now this is how it would look like. So guys, this is how you can create mockups. I am going to show you one more plugin here, which is Clay Mockups. So again, just click on action. I have already Clay Mockups 3D, but you can also go to plugins and widgets again from here. Search for Clay Mockups 3D. So let's suppose I want to get rid of this. It's not needed. Let's say I want for my iPad or maybe iPhone 11, and you can just select the preset from here. All right, you just see we can also move it like this, and this is how it would look like. 3D version is it will show the 3D version of your device mockup and how it would particularly look like. So you can just adjust the sizing and spacing, the angle preset, add more features from here. Let's suppose I want to keep it middle aligned, or I want to keep it front right and keep it a bit more tilted. I think the front left version looks more cool, and you can also rotate the device, and you have the camera rotation as well. You also have the device color. Let's suppose I want to keep it as yellow, but this looks a bit weird. So I'm going to keep it again as your white. I think this white one looks better to me. And then I'll just click on create empty frame from here. You can also click on save as an image. I think now my frame has been created. You see, you have multiple frames created now. All right. And then again, we're just gonna select this, paste it here, maybe decrease the size of this icon, keep it here. No, this doesn't look that good. So I'm gonna keep it as it is. Now again, click on Clay Mockups 3D. Okay, so you can also click on save as an image from here, and then you can view the versions of your preset from here. So this is the image version from here, and then you can adjust it accordingly and just check the setup. You also have one more mockup plugin from here, and it's known as Vectory 3D. So just search for Vectory. Yeah, you get this Vectory 3D Studio Lite. So you're going to see more 3D models here. Just click on run. And then from here, you can just paste link of your Vectory project, or you have this multiple options, right? So let's suppose I want for my iPhone. Oh, sorry. You have to paste the link here. So let me just show you the design version. Let's suppose this is for the Mac mockup. Okay. And you have this option of tilt, right? So you can actually tilt this a bit and just see your design, how it would look like. This. So let's suppose I want to keep it as this view, and then you can change the color as well. I think the pink one looks better. You can just click on preview from here, and then you can also add your frames or images from here. And this is how the back thing would look like, and this is the front view part. You can also add shadows. This is the ground shadow feature, which you think. Then you've got background. Let's suppose I keep the background at this color. You can also keep it as different color from here. You can add the color number from here, and then you can just paste it. And you also have this material picker from here. So let's suppose this is the screen, and I'm gonna just view it from the top left side. And then you can also get the material frame from that particular object. And this is how particularly it would look like. So what you can do is you can just copy paste your design, and then you can just see your mock-up view from the 3D perspective from your iPad, laptop, or from your mobile devices. This is how the mockups actually work. So now let's get started with creating a SaaS dashboard in Figma. So here's a reference file of how we will be creating a SaaS dashboard, and this is the reference which we would be wanting to use the same thing. So let's get started. Now, this is my canvas here. So first, I'll just go to design, and I'll click on frame from here. And then I'll be selecting desktop, because this dashboard will be more visible in my desktop feature. So we're not just creating for phone or tablet now. We'll be using the desktop frame. So I'll be clicking on MacBook Air, and I'll just enlarge this a bit. I think this looks good. We're going to place it in middle, and let's just change this name. We're going to keep it as SaaS dashboard. Now you can either give it a color here. So let's suppose I will keep it as a very light blue, like maybe ice blue. So let me just select this. I think this looks better, yeah. Now we'll be just adding a text here, and the text name is dashboard board. So we're going to increase the size of this. So let me go to the typography, and let's suppose I select some other text font from here, or maybe some other text. This looks good. And let me just increase the size. So I'm gonna keep it. So you can just keep this in small caps. Alright, this looks better. And now we're gonna place it maybe here. Okay, so at the top left side, we're gonna add a frame and we will be having the navigation menu, like how you will be going back to the next pages and all. Okay. So we just click on again a frame from here and just select this. Let's suppose I want to keep it like this. And we're going to change the color as well. So it's not visible right now. So let me just click on fill from here. And maybe we're going to keep it white. I think this looks better. So we're going to keep it at the side and keep it like this. Now what you can do is you can also add some corner radius and all so that it would look a bit more better. Let's suppose I keep the opacity a bit low, 50%. Now it's blending with my color, right? So the corner radius, we're going to keep it as 50. Yeah. And now we'll be adding a few of the nav bars from here. So on the top front, you can actually add your logo. Then you're going to add a few of the icons. So let's suppose for icons, we're going to go to the actions button from here. Search for remixer. Okay. We have this remix icon. And then let's suppose I search for analytics. Or I think this one for my dashboard, right? So we're going to select this. This is the thing. All right. Now we're just going to enlarge this a bit. And let's suppose I want to keep this with more opacity level so that it's blending with my thing. I think this looks good. Increase the size of it more. I think now it's fine. So we're going to place it here, right? Maybe this side. Yeah. So this is for my dashboard. Next, we're going to add more icons. And then we're going to search for, let's suppose, again, go to the remix icon. Notification for the bell one, right? Increase the size of this. And then we're going to place it here. Just shorten, like, I'll just decrease the size of this icon now. And I'm going to keep it here. Maybe a bit more short. So this would be for my notification. And one more, I'm going to add it for, let's suppose, settings. Yeah, for settings, I'm going to add this. Opacity, I'm going to keep it as 50. And I'm going to place it here, right here. Yeah. So we're going to add auto layout, repeat. So we're going to add auto layout here as well. And the last one, I'm going to keep it as something, maybe the calendar one. Yeah. So the viewers, the audiences can actually get their timeline according to that. So I think the calendar one would be well suited here. So just let me add that. And then again, the opacity, I'll keep as 50. And I'm going to place it here. Just decrease the size of this a bit. Now this looks good. So now I'm just going to select everything from here. All right. And click on right button. Okay. I'm just going to select this or the whole part and do the group selection, or you can also hit on Control G from here. And again, I'm going to select this and click on add auto layout. All right. So when I'm just clicking on that, it will be done automatically. So for this, I'll be just decreasing the size of this indent frame. And this one I'm going to bring in, repeat. And this one I'm just going to bring it a bit down. Maybe increase the size of this. Okay. So we're going to keep it here, or you can also keep it in middle aligned. All right. I think middle aligned looks better. So now we're going to show some of the graphs and stats for our dashboard. So now I'm going to add few of important things here. So let's suppose I want to keep it a bit more interactive. So whenever my user would come, they would see something like favorites, their favorites one, which they have kept it as the liked one, and how many is it, and also what is the total price of, repeat, and also their stocks and the sales product and the likes. So let's suppose I want to keep it here. You can change the color, right? So when you just click on this, you have the selection color. And from here, I'm just going to select it as black. And the opacity, I'm going to keep it as this. Okay. So let me just remove this. Let's suppose I want to keep this heart only. Now, I'm just going to add a text from here. And it says 178 plus down saved products. Just keep it in between. So let's suppose I'm going to just keep this as 178 for now. And we're going to push it here. And we will add one more text. And this says saved products. Now we're just going to decrease the size for this. And let's suppose we're just going to decrease this and keep it as 64. And we're just going to keep it as left aligned and reduce the opacity 80%. Okay. Now we're going to just adjust this a bit and move it here. Yeah. So this is the number of likes, the saved product, which my users are actually saving. Next would be my sales product. And I'm going to just use the plugins and create one more image for this. Enlarge this, change the color, keep it as black. And this would be my sales product, all right? So we're just going to keep it here. So we'll just create one more duplicate of this. Just bring it here. Let's suppose we have 500 plus sales product, all right? And you're going to list it here and mention it as sales product. This looks good. So we've got here the saved product and we've got a sales product here. Next, we'll be creating some more charts for this. So now inside this, we're going to create one more frame. So just click on frame from here, add it. So let's suppose this is my frame and I want it here, right? I want my analytics to be shown here. So I'm just inside this. So let me again change the color for this. I can also use a color picker from here to select the same color. And you also have this layout guide. So let's suppose I need a layout for this. So let me just choose a color. I think blue one looks better. All right. And now we're going to add some of the analytics chart. So for this, we're just going to use one more frame from here, text box. And let's suppose I just want to get rid of this layout now. It's not needed. So I'm just going to click on layout guide and remove it. Then I need a rectangle from here to actually list down my numbers, okay? Or you could also have a text. It's better to add the text from here. Let's suppose this is 40. Then we've got 50, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So we're going to add a few more spaces. Yeah. I think now it's looked pretty decent. So this is the number. Then we're going to have it down as well. So let's suppose again I add this text one. And this time it as, let's suppose 10. And I'm going to add. So it starts from here doing, let's suppose I want to push it here. And I'm going to remove this. And now we're going to add one more text. So let's suppose I select one more frame first. And I'm going to keep it like this. So let me just keep it here. And now I'm going to add text from here. So it starts from 10, 20 and just keep it a bit. Okay. This looks cool. And now we're going to show some reports. So what you can do is you can use this pen button from here. Click on pen. Let's suppose I want to show graph. So let's suppose the graph would somehow start like this. Then it's going up, it's coming down. So let's suppose this is the graph one. And I'm just going to increase the weight of this. Keep it as 200. Okay, so let me just remove this again. Select on this pen and gonna start from here. So I've created this design here. Now let me just change the color. And you can also add stops from here. You can also add strokes. Let's suppose I want to keep it maybe more bluish. You can see whenever I hover, it becomes like this. And let's suppose I want to increase the weight of this. Now this is a lot. So I want to keep it as 10. This looks better to me. So this is how my graph would look like. All right. Now you can also change the color from here. You can click on stroke and just add a few more color. Let's suppose you want to keep it as red or maybe some other color. You can just do it. All right. Next, we're going to add one more thing. So let me just keep this as the reports part. So rename it as reports. Next, I'm going to create a similar thing for this. So this is the report, not reports. It's actually report. Yeah. So again, I'm just gonna take this and paste it here. And this one, I name it as analytics. Analytics. All right. Keep it as the side. And let's suppose I'm gonna add few more somewhat like a chart kind of thing. So I'm gonna use some shapes from here. Let's suppose I use this ellipse. Click it here, enlarge this a bit, and let's suppose I want to create an arc, right? So we're just gonna create it like this. We don't need this thing. All right. So let's suppose this is the graph and I want it in a different color or a shade. So let's suppose I want to keep this at some other color. So let me just select the fill option from here. I want to select pink. Yeah. Next, I'm going to create one more ellipse from here. So I'm just going to click it again. Or I could just maybe use the same one. Maybe put it this side, just the opposite direction. And I'm going to just adjust this a bit. All right. I think I'm going to just place it here. This one, we would need to adjust this a bit. Just this thing. Now I want to keep it here. Maybe just shorten this a bit. Now this looks fine. And I'm going to add a different color to show the analysis. Suppose I want to add this as blue, right? So I want to keep it as blue. Place it over here. Increase the size just a bit. Yeah, now it's going well with this. Now we're going to add one more stroke. You're going to place it here. Decrease the size. I think now it's going well with the area. And we're just going to select this color. And this time, let's suppose I'm going to keep it. And now you can adjust it accordingly to the size. So as you can see, we just need to do a bit more ratio and filling for this part. Yeah. So a few of the linings are still left, but it's good to go. Now what we're going to do is, okay, so I'm just going to leave some space here so as to show the number of transactions, right? So let me just click on the shape. We just reduce. Yeah. This would be like just decreasing the size a bit as it's not needed. So we're just gonna remove this entire thing. Yeah. And now, just for this part, so let me just shift it here, right? Yeah. Now it's going good. And we can add a text here. Let's suppose I just copy this and we're gonna add a text here. Decrease the size first. Keep it as 64. And let's suppose it says 80% transactions done. Okay, and just decrease the size. Just gonna keep it in between. All right, and this transaction part, let's suppose I wanna add some opacity from here, 50%. Okay, it went with the whole part. So let's suppose I'm just giving you an idea on how you can do this. So it says 70% transaction done, and this is how a basic dashboard would somewhat look like. Now you could also add more buttons and more features here. Okay, this is analytics part, this would be reports part, and also add more colors regarding to this chart, that what this color is actually indicating the number of transactions. You could also add it here. So in short, if I would say, then this would be a very basic SaaS dashboard on how you could get started with it. Now, just let me group everything together. Control G, and I'm just going to select this frame and click on Add Auto Layout. All right. Now, we're just going to rename it again as SaaS Dashboard. So let me just view this, or you can also add more interactions from here, prototype it. Let's suppose I want to play this and see it in my desktop. Okay, I think this is a phone version which we could see from here. So we do not need the phone version as of now. So I'm just going to remove it. And when we just select this, we'll just click this preview option maybe. Now this would come in your phone and this is how it would look like. Right? You can also add more interactions here. So let's suppose if the user clicks on report, then maybe this particular chart would be shown, or whenever the user clicks on dashboard, this particular report would be shown. You can add more interaction. Let's suppose, let me show you how you can do that too. So I'm just going to click here and I'm just going to click on interaction. Maybe I want this particular frame, just click on plus. and I'm gonna drag it to this report section, and it says on tab, and it would maybe come scroll to or navigate to destination, whatever the frame which we have selected right now, this particular frame, right? Yeah. So this is the frame it would be showing to. An animation, we're gonna keep it as animate, ease out maybe, and let's suppose I want to keep it as 700. Okay. So now when I just play on this, you see, right? Just gonna open in the presentation view. So it's actually coming in this mode. Okay. So we're just gonna go back, and when I just click on this, I'm gonna show you from here. So let's suppose I click on this particular thing, right? So it's gonna show me this part. Or else if I just open it in my phone and I'm gonna hit on this, you will see it will automatically come to my navigation bar. So the frame which we have selected is not basically for this iPhone mode, since it was from desktop, but it's very evident that how it would look like. Okay. So this is how we can get started with a very basic SaaS dashboard. So now let me show you one more thing, which is the plugins. So you might have used hundred and thousands of plugins every day, but then the few of the plugins are really my favorite one because it makes my work task much more easier. So let me just show you category wise some of the game changing plugins from here. Now, whether you want to speed up your design process or add a killer visuals or even turn your designs into real websites, I have got everything covered for you. So you must be knowing how to add plugins from here, right? So just click on this actions button, and then you can search the plugins. The first one is HTML to design. So just search for HTML to design. Okay, just click on this plugins one. The first one, right? Just click on that. So basically, this plugin can grab any website on the internet and it can turn it into a fully editable Figma file, that too in seconds. You don't need screenshots or painstaking manual rebuilds. This plugin is a massive time saver for competitive analysis or getting inspiration directly into your workspace. So you can use this plugin. The second plugin which I wanted to show is, just go back. Okay, so the second plugin is known as Bolt. Okay. This is the first one, the multi-tool one. Click on that. You just need to add .new to your Figma URL and your responsive live site based on your designs will be ready. Now seriously, if you want to wow your clients, you can check this plugin out. Now the next plugin is Icons Aid Background Remover. Now most of you guys must be knowing about this plugin. So it's basically used for removing your backgrounds, your image quickly and cleanly all inside the Figma. This one, the first one. Now this plugin gives you smooth, realistic shadows that instantly add polish without hours of tweaking. After that, the next plugin is known as Pixels. So let me just search this thing. Yeah, the second one. Click on that. Now this one, if you need a high quality free, then Pixel pulls millions of photos from photographers worldwide, all free for personal and commercial use. You can find the perfect image that has never been easier. Next category is the color and gradients. And for this, I would highly recommend you checking out Mesh Gradient plugins. So just check this Mesh Gradient. Okay, the first one, click on that. So basically, this plugin can take gradients beyond simple fades. You can create complex 2D mesh gradients that add sophistication and depth to your backgrounds and even the UI elements. The next plugin is Tailwind CSS Color Generator. So just search for Tailwind CSS Color. Okay, the first one, click on that. Now, if you're struggling with color palettes, then this tool generates entire color scales from one hex code, plus creates color styles and variables automatically. It's perfect if you use Tailwind CSS. Now, the next category is the workflow and UX tools. Now, the next plugin is known as the Autoflow Mapping User Flows. So, Just search for auto flow. Okay, the first one. So what it does is Autoflow can connect screens and frames automatically, turning complex Figma design into very normal forms. Then the next Figma plugin is vectorized bitmap. Now using this plugin, you can turn any raster image into crisp scalable vector with transparency and multiple colors intact. It's perfect for logos and icons, no more pixelation needed. And last but not the least, last one is Stark. So just search for Stark from here. So basically, Stark is your toolkit to check color contrast. It can stimulate vision impairments and it can make sure that your designs are inclusive. Also, let me give you a bonus plugin here, which is known as Mockup Studio. So if you want to impress clients with stunning mockups directly in Figma, then Mockup Studios has got you covered with tons of templates and customization options for you. So these were my top 10 favorite plugins, which I would suggest you guys to definitely check this. Let's move on into something really exciting now. Up until this point, you have learned how to design using Figma. But here's something many people don't realize. The real power of Figma is not just in frames and components. It's in the hidden and upcoming features that most designers haven't even started using yet. And if you want to stay relevant in 2026 and beyond, this is where you need to pay attention. Right now, Figma is quietly testing and releasing beta features that are changing how design works. Some of these features focus on smarter layouts, better collaboration between designers and developers, and even AI-assisted design suggestions. So instead of manually adjusting spacing, resizing elements again and again, or fixing alignment issues, Figma is slowly becoming more intelligent. It helps you move faster and reduce repetitive work. Now let's transition into something even more powerful, structured design system. In 2026, design is not just about making screens look good. It's about building systems. And this is where scheduled components, code variables, and design tokens come in. Let me explain this to you in simple words. Imagine you're working on a large app with hundreds of screens. If the primary brand color changes, you don't want to manually update every single screen. That's inefficient and risky. With design tokens and variables, you define your colors, spacing, typography, and styles once, and everything updates automatically. This helps in creating consistency. It also connects your design directly to development, and developers can use the same variables inside their code, which means fewer misunderstandings and smoother handoffs. So instead of designing in isolation, you are now designing as a part of product system. And this leads us naturally into the future of product design. So as we move forward, the role of designer is evolving. You are no longer just someone who arranges button and text. You are expected to understand user behavior, business logic, scalability, and how products grow over time. AI will assist with layouts, design systems, and will become standard. Micro interactions and subtle animations will become expected. And teams will rely heavily on structured, reusable components rather than just off creative experiment. So the designers who succeed will be the ones who think bigger, not just visually, but strategically. Figma is preparing you for that future. And if you start mastering these advanced concepts right now, you won't just be keeping up, you will go ahead. So now that we have covered everything, let's talk about what comes next. Learning Figma is one thing, becoming confident with it is another. From here, your growth depends on practice. Open Figma regularly, try rebuilding real apps, redesign websites you use every day, experiment with layouts, break things, fix them again, and that's how you truly understand design. But practice alone is not enough. You need to build your portfolio. Your portfolio is not just a collection of screens, it will be your story. Every project should explain what problem you solved, how you approached it, and why you made certain design decisions. Recruiters are not just looking for beautiful UI, they want to see thinking. So start documenting your work properly, add case studies, show before and after comparisons, include interactive prototype, demonstrate how you used components and systems, and finally, don't learn alone. Join the Figma community, explore community files, study how experienced designers structure their projects, ask questions, share your work. This would be the fastest way for you to grow. So guys, with that, we have come to the end of this course. If you like this video, do hit the notification bell and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such content like this. Thank you and keep learning with Simplilearn.